You know when you're having that fight with your wife and it's just making the hair on your neck stand up, and then some guy's like, "Can you yell Jin Yang?"
Yeah, exactly. And then she yells it at him. It's a little bit better.
I'll tell you, it's one of the things. I think you've only been on this show one other time in the studio.
Only. And I don't know. Was I at the?
No, you were at the station.
Yeah.
I was at the station because, man, coming to the studio was a trip. I first of all told Gio, but I thought I had again gotten the wrong address, which is so. I almost passed out. I was so frustrated and upset. But coming up to the studio, I'm not going to dox or anything. But coming up to the studio, I was kind of like, am I in the right place?
I know.
I was just like, what is going on here?
We've done this. We've done this with a lot of people. Kevin Smith one time was like, I think I'm in the wrong spot. We're like, no, you're here.
You're in the driveway.
I think I expected this might be a weird half compliment, just a comment. I think I expected you to have different cars.
What do I have?
In the driveway, but I guess maybe they're in garages or something. But I just expected the cars to be, I don't know, maybe flashier or more like Tampa.
It's because my son's not home. He has a purple BMW that's not here.
God,
there's your Tampa
Leave it
car.
to your son to really go for it instead of you. Yeah.
No, yeah. So, but I will just tell you that I'd become a huge fan of watching you on Silicon Valley, and then when I met you, I was like, you have a certain expectation of somebody, and then you were fantastic. So I think that certainly adds. Yeah, at the end of it,
not anymore, you idiot.
Yeah. Well, and I hoped it would turn at some point.
Give me a couple Funko Pop dolls. Pop Funko dolls. Do you have any of my Pop Funko dolls? The ones of me?
I don't know. I don't even know what's out there. Yeah,
it's just he buys them without
so
looking.
many.
Yeah,
we make fun of them all the time.
Yeah.
There's too many.
How many do you have?
I don't know. So I had. I had a couple off ones, and then The Godfather came out, and then Goodfellas came out, and then Pearl Jam came out, and then next thing you know, I got a collection.
Yeah.
And then my handyman guy built me that case, and he built it where it was also able to block off the rest of my garage, so it didn't look half-assed when you walk in here. Yeah. So it serves two purposes.
They have the Ehrlich from Silicon Valley.
Do they really?
I don't think you have that one.
I don't think I have.
But there's an app where you can track what your collection is worth.
Oh, really?
If you enter them all in, so that would be really interesting. I was wondering if you do that.
Joe,
I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I have the Ehrlich from Silicon Valley. And then I have Fred from Big Hero 6. And then I have iRock from Ready Player One.
Yeah.
There might be another one in there, but there's a thing on the comment boards where if you can get me to sign all of them, that's like a thing.
Oh, really?
That's kind of a little mini collection of all the TJ Miller Pop Funko dolls. But I'm so fascinated by collectors.
I just
I'm
like
not
them.
a collector.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I said to this guy who so long time ago he collected Lord of the Rings stuff, and he spent a fair amount of money on it.
Right.
Like he would buy a sword that was a special,
Yeah.
It'd be like $150 sword or something like that. And I said to him once, I go, why? And I don't think it seems like, you're a big collector guy, but I said to him, why do you collect these things? What is it that, why is that? Because I don't understand it. I'm not a collector of anything. And he thought about it and he goes, I guess it just makes me feel good to like be close to those things and have those things around me. I thought that was so interesting because I guess it would be. It was almost like for him, it was sort of a security blanket or something like that.
And I'm trying to think in some aspect, because I do collect stuff whether I intend to or not. Like I was a huge Yankee fan my whole life. And then when Derek Jeter retired, I think I was just done with baseball. I stopped and I boxed up all my Yankee stuff. I have it all here. I don't know what I'm doing with it. Then I have a bunch of autographed guitars. And now at 54 years old, I'm like, what am I going to do with this garbage?
Yeah, because there are people that collect just for an investment. They collect it and then they have a whole thing and they can sell it
true.
and do that.
Signed baseballs or stamps or something. Right.
Yeah, but then there's people that just want a bunch of that stuff. And like that guy said, it makes them feel good. Yeah, I don't collect anything. We always give him a hard time because we're like, it just looks like a bazaar sale in here. There's just so many Funko Pops and
it is really weird, different stuff. But that's also part of a studio. You see anybody who has a podcast, they've all kind of made the backdrop,
right?
And it is little knickknacks and stuff like that. Do you collect anything?
I have some stuff. I have some comic books, some Deathlock originals, and some Star Wars. I have an original Star Wars poster from '77.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to collect when I was a kid. Star Wars figurines, the action figures.
Yeah.
Gio's got a bunch.
And
of
I got a
really,
ton of those, yeah.
They're great, and I loved them so much. And they, weren't. But I went once to this Star Wars convention in Denver, and maybe it was a collecting convention. Maybe it was a Star Wars. We went by this guy, and he had so many Star Wars figures, and they were all like a nickel.
Oh.
It's like in the 90s. I'm like, oh my God. And I just wanted, and he only let me choose like 3. Or so my father's just like, he is that. He's just, we're not staying in the gift shop after the experience. And I was so upset. And then I would say like the next year, it just blew up that those all were worth so much money. And I was so frustrated. And I tried to make a comment about it or something. And to him, he's just like, that's all junk.
Yeah.
Anything that is tangible. So he doesn't want anything. He doesn't want any physical object in general, unless it's like a car.
Yeah.
That's the only like thing that he thinks you should spend money on. Whereas my mother was the opposite. We would go to the gift shop and we had to get gifts for this person and that person. And all the kids get to choose one thing. And then, but I like these 2 things. Okay. And so I think he just always felt like that was garbage, kind of what, you were just saying. Like, what are you going to do with this junk?
Well, also because
After
I
a
have
while.
kids and I'm just leaving them my junk. And they don't know what it's worth. They don't care. Now they're like, what are we going to do with dad's garbage when I die? So I think I'm just going to get rid of it now.
Yeah, I think.
Give them the money.
Yeah, there is some of that. I mean, my wife and I are going through that right now. Kate's we're finally sort of saying, what are we doing? We've got, several storage units. We've got 2 in New York and there's one in Los Angeles. We're not even in Los Angeles. We have an apartment that we rent there. We're trying to be like, why do we have that?
Right.
Like, why? And I think it's a big deal right now. We're also like purging our New York apartment. I think it's a big deal. It's really important right now for people to get rid of things.
Yes.
Instead of bringing things in. I'm trying to do a thing where if I bring something in the house, then I have to get rid of something.
Yeah.
So if I get a t-shirt, that is one funny thing about being famous is, and I'm sure you get this all the time, but anywhere you go, they want to give you free stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, what? I want the meal for free. Give me the free barbecue.
Keep your dumb t-shirt.
I don't want the t-shirt and the hat and the koozie and all this stuff. And Kate made the point one time. She goes, well, yeah, of course they give you free swag. And I go, yeah, it's really nice of them. She's like, no, it isn't.
Mm-mm.
They want you to advertise their thing for free.
Yeah.
So they would love that if you wore that and got a picture taken or went on Instagram with it or whatever.
Sure.
But sometimes I'll get a cool shirt. Like I went to the Billy Goat Tavern in Chicago recently.
Yeah.
And they gave me a cool shirt, but it's like I have a deal with myself now that then I will get rid of a t-shirt. But I think for guys, the hardest thing to get rid of is t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
It's a weird thing that we have. That's what we have.
This guy, you're talking to a guy who has 25-year-old shorts that he wears.
But I mean, it is. I think that guys have a weird sentimental connection to t-shirts and then shoes. Sometimes shoes also, but it's because we don't have like jewelry and purses and all
those
the
are our
things that
accessories.
girls have. Yeah, and we just have sort of t-shirts and then shoes. But my t-shirt collection in Los Angeles, like I have a tough time getting rid of any of those.
You seem like t-shirt guy. Like
I'm a
you'd
bit of a
have
t-shirt
all
guy.
cool t-shirts. Yeah.
And they're cool t-shirts like they're cool. They're not kind of like ironic. They're not, awesome possum like type stuff. And then I've got a friend, this guy Tuck the Ruckus, who's an equestrian in Wellington, Florida, in fact.
Tuck the Ruckus, the equestrian.
Michael Tuckerock. Yeah, he's so great. He was in my college group, our college comedy group together. But he's like a t-shirt connoisseur.
Right.
But his are very and he'll send them to me just out of the blue. He's also a guy who you'll open Amazon packages and they don't have a note or anything.
Yeah.
But you're like, 2 jars of Cheese Whiz. I guess that's from Tuck the Ruckus.
That's Bobby Kelly.
Really?
Bobby Kelly, I'll just get packages.
funny.
And then 3 days later, he'd be like, dude, did you get the package? I say, well, I didn't know who it was from. I just get Cheese Whiz showing up in the mail. Yeah.
He's so funny. But the Tuck he does great t-shirts, but they're always like a certain style.
Yeah.
The way I describe him is he's the guy when you're in high school assembly, when the principal comes on stage, you'd be like, take off your tie. The principal's a guy.
Yeah.
And so I got him a t-shirt. We often get matching t-shirts. And the type of t-shirts he loves are like, I got one from Bass Pro Shop, where on the back it says, fishing or a buzz, I always catch something. And like that's his sense of humor.
Little slogan.
Yeah. So he has kind of funny t-shirts like that. But my t-shirts are all sort of kind of cool, and then maybe some of them, the funny ones would just be something that says like, it's a cool shirt and it's Alabama Peanut Company or something like that.
We have a t-shirt debate on the show a lot. If you go to a concert, is it okay to wear the t-shirt of the band you're going to see?
I don't really go to concerts very often, but I think so. I think you can rock it especially if it's from a previous tour.
Yes.
Calvin says no way.
Calvin's against it.
You don't wear the t-shirt of the band. You wear a t-shirt that the band would appreciate.
Wow, that's a great argument.
Like they're gonna
took
see
way
you.
more thought.
Yeah.
That feels like you spent an evening dining alone at a restaurant, thinking about that, and you're like, I suppose the band sees you and they see the t-shirt and they go, I like that guy.
Because how
They're
else
gonna bring
are they,
you on stage.
That's right. That's what I always say.
Is that really the reason?
Yeah, I go, because then they're going to say, hey, do you want to sit in? You
know what? I must have won a Pop Funko doll just then.
Take one on your way out.
That's a good. That's everybody. Yeah. You know what? When you
We
get
should start
angry at
doing
somebody-
that when guests leave. Be like, hey, you were great. Take two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not great, you're like, all right,
Sorry.
don't let the door hit you on the way out.
No
but
Funko for you.
Definitely get a Pop Funko doll. We went to see a comedian in New York City, Dave Hill. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's amazing. And he just did a special taping. And we went to see the special, and he's so funny. His whole thing is he's almost like Evel Knievel level confidence, but he's kind of seems like a little kid. Like, ooh, watch, he gets people to go, Dave. And you're almost, when you're at an adult party and then a kid comes out and starts showing off, and everyone's like, whoa, look at Gene. Okay, yeah, everybody, let's do Gene. That's kind of his deal. But he has really cool t-shirts. My wife and I forgot because we got so drunk. We were going to each get one of his like band t-shirts or whatever, not tell him. And then the next time we see him, just wear them.
Show up.
And so I think that there is a funniness to it of wearing the same,
Would it have been
t-shirt
better
of the
if
band.
you walked in a tuxedo and I didn't acknowledge it at all?
That's what I was
Didn't say a
hoping for.
word. Yeah, damn it.
That's what they did in the MJ show.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like I totally get what you're saying. I think I've switched course.
Thank you.
On
yeah,
that.
there you
But
go.
I also
TJ's
think
on my side.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny to go to it. I would say what I would do is go to a concert. Again, I don't really go to concerts where they sell t-shirts. And I would buy the t-shirt at the concert and I would put that on.
Right there.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that
See,
would
that's
be
another
really,
thing. That's another one. I just ran a half marathon, and I love the people because they give you T-shirts whenever you run the marathons and stuff. The people that wear the T-shirt of the half marathon that they're running in, I'm like, what are you doing?
I love it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I love the idea behind it. You haven't even run it.
Yeah.
You may not even make it.
Yeah. Also, it's a new shirt. You're not supposed to wear anything new. You're supposed to know what you're
broken
wearing is
in,
comfortable
Really?
and not going to cause any problems. Oh, yeah.
Chafing.
Why? Because it'll chafe?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know. You've never run in that before.
Yeah, I walk them.
Yeah.
I don't run them. I just walk them.
Well, it's fine. You
No,
can walk 'em.
I have never been compelled to do a marathon. That's one of my
Samesies.
Yeah, right. But that's one of my favorite things actually about Kate is that we really line up with like she would never do a marathon. We don't like going to the gym. There's a lot of things like that we just don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then how are you both not fat? See, I have a skinny wife who likes to work out, so I kind of.
I cheat. We walk a lot.
Yeah.
Like all the time. She does. We like stuff like, because she's gorgeous. I mean, she's really fit and gorgeous. But she does this thing called gyrotonics, which is kind of this almost Pilates dance, whatever thing. And then she'll occasionally go to the gym, but like that's her working out. And then we met I know a guy from college, and he has like a fitness studio. It's called Inform Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And we just went, I bought for her like New Year's gift, right? one session there, and I didn't know anything about it. I just like this guy. I think he's really cool. I think it's weird that he is like a personal trainer. That's what I thought he was. And we went there, and I thought, they do the whole thing where they're like, well, sit. We're going to talk about your goals, your fitness goals and everything. I'm going, okay, well, we'll see what this is all about. And he kind of goes through it. But again, he's cool. He's really he's very calm. He has this real calmness to him. And he goes through the whole thing. And he's like, all right, well, I'll tell you a little bit about what we do. We work out to failure.
Oh, no.
And he goes, and it's very different here because everything is very slow. And I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, I've done that. He's like, no, we only use machines, but it's very slower than what you're used to. And you might like this.
Yeah.
There's a strange, we loved it immediately once we heard that. Basically, you go and instead of kind of doing a lot of reps,
right,
you focus on just very, very slowly taking the machine, but you never lock up and you never let it hit the
back.
Yeah. Until the very last one. But you literally, there are no like, do 10 reps of this. You just keep going until you're shaking and you can't do any more. And then you hold for 10 seconds and then slowly put it back. And I was like, this is so fascinating because I do push-ups.
Yeah.
And that's what I started doing. I dislocated my shoulder, so I stopped doing push-ups for a while. And then when I started again, I was like, I used to always do 34 every time I did push-ups.
Why?
Always 34. I have a similar level of thinking.
Walter Payton?
That's the only reason. I love Walter Payton. No, because I think if you do 20 push-ups, people are like, oh, wow, but I could do that.
Yeah.
And if you do 25 push-ups, they're like, all right, still not very impressive. If you do 50 push-ups, you're kind of a jerk. Like nobody wants to talk to somebody who's like, I always do 50 push-ups in the morning, 50 push-ups at night. But if you do 40 push-ups, you're like, why don't you just do 50?
Yeah.
And so I found that 34 was the perfect
number.
place where I could get there. I didn't sound like a jerk who's always working out, but it was like, obviously this guy's serious about it. And then when I finally got back into doing it, I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to have perfect form and do as many as I can. This was right before I went to this like fitness thing. And so I was super, super excited. And then we did it. And I was like, wow, it's much harder than any time. Because I can go in, I have a lot of upper body strength. So I can go into a gym and like, pump weights and all that stuff. And this was just completely different. And we go, wow, so what's the protocol with this? He's like, oh, you only work out for 20 minutes. I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
And then he said, and you only work out 1 day a week.
Oh, yeah, I'm in. Sign me up, yeah.
And I go, well, is it a thing where you would do any like, other day? Does anybody come in twice a week? He's like, I have 2 people that do, but no, we don't recommend it because we do legs and we do everything at once,
right.
And he said, we just don't recommend it because with this type of workout, your muscles really need to recuperate.
Right.
It's just a different thing. And so we were all in for that, So that's what we're doing. And it's my speed too.
Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race. And I can do that like on the road.
From your 34 push-ups.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
that's
it's
hilarious.
Just going slowly is something that people just don't really think about, but it's way, way better. Even when you hear it, you're like, of course that's better than this and throwing
you think about it while you're doing it too.
Yeah, exactly.
TJ Miller is here. He's going to be at the Funny Bone this weekend in Ybor City. Go by see him and the chickens. And also 2 things we got to talk about before we wrap up is one is you got a new special that's out.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Where is that?
Windy City. It's in Chicago.
No, I know where that is.
You can see it on my YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
Yeah, I did. I said the Windy City. He's like, where is that?
I'm familiar with geography.
It's in Illinois. Yes. We went out there and we did, me and this comedian, CJ Sullivan, who's absolutely hysterical. We went out there. We're both Chicago comics. We both came up in the Chicago scene. And so it's really fun. We went out there. We did stand-up at the Chicago Improv in Schaumburg.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went around to Chicago. We went to the Billy Goat Tavern and talked about the curse. And we went to Al's Beef. And we went to the Bean. So we kind of did Chicago in conjunction with performing there.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's some wild stuff that happens. One thing that's so crazy is this guy gets on stage and he falls off the stage. But the way that he falls...
I saw it, yeah.
So the way that he falls off the stage is so, I don't know why slowness is that It is so slow.
Yeah.
You ever see somebody fall and it
Slow
just
motion.
takes like a long time?
Yeah.
So he kind of gets up and he never quite jumps on stage, so he never quite gets up from that and kind of then keeps and then goes
Yeah.
and then he hits the speaker and does a barrel roll and all of us are like, oh no. But then he gets up. Another wonderful thing is when somebody falls and they get up and it's like a bad fall, but they're fine.
Yeah.
And you can just tell from their body language that they haven't been hurt. So you just kind of
Yeah.
up and then he's like coming back up. And I loved that. But it's really fun because it's a return to our roots. And so we're also talking about, you came up in the Lion's Den and that was the big open mic. And it's just a really fun sort of return to our roots to do that special.
That's cool. And that's
cool.
on
And then
YouTube.
And then I just released with 800 Pound Gorilla, my label, the Philosophy Circus.
Oh.
And that's my new, it's actually a special. It's really, really good. And it's so fun. It's got a lot of philosophy, but also I've been trained in circus arts.
Uh-huh.
So there's like juggling and an audience member plays the trombone and cigar boxes. And at the end, there's terrible ventriloquism. And it's just such a fun special. So I'm excited for people.
You
to
are
get
the
into
Ybor
that.
City of comedians.
I really am.
You
That's
are
right.
the Ybor City of comedians.